The night was dark. Stars twinkled like diamonds scattered across a black velvet cloth. A boy named Sam lay on his back staring up at the vast expanse above. He loved looking at the stars. They held so many mysteries, so many possibilities. Suddenly a bright light streaked across the sky. It wasn't like a shooting star which vanished as quickly as it appeared. This light lingered, moving in strange patterns, zigzagging through the darkness. Sam sat up, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. The light grew bigger, brighter, until it became clear it wasn't a light at all, but a large, disc-shaped object hovering in the air. It shimmered, pulsated, and emitted a low hum that seemed to vibrate deep within Sam's chest. Fear turned to pure wonder. This was like something out of the comic books he devoured, something unbelievable, yet happening right before his very eyes. As the mysterious object descended closer to Earth, bathing the field in an eerie glow, Sam knew this was no ordinary night. This was the start of an extraordinary adventure. The object landed softly in the field, kicking up dust and wind that whipped at Sam's face. He shielded his eyes, his heart pounding like a drum in his chest. When the dust settled, a ramp slowly lowered from the craft, revealing a blinding white light emanating from within. Sam, his curiosity outweighing his fear, cautiously approached the ramp. As he drew closer, two figures emerged from the light. They were tall and slender, with smooth gray skin and large black eyes that seemed to see right through him. One of the figures stepped forward, extending a hand in greeting. Sam hesitated for a moment, then with a deep breath reached out and shook the alien's hand. It was cool and smooth, like polished stone. Sam didn't know how he knew, but somehow he understood they meant him no harm. These were visitors from another world, and they had come a long way to meet him. The aliens, though friendly in their gestures, spoke in a series of clicks, whistles, and hums, a language completely alien to Sam's ears. He tried to communicate using hand gestures and pointing, but it quickly became clear they were not understanding each other. Frustration mounted as Sam tried to explain he couldn't understand their strange language. He pointed at his mouth and shook his head, hoping to convey his message. The aliens, in turn, seemed to sense his frustration, their large eyes reflecting a kind of empathetic concern. One of the aliens reached into a pouch attached to their belt and pulled out a small silver device. As they pressed a button, a holographic image flickered to life above their hand. It was a picture of the solar system. Sam gasped. They were showing him where they came from. This device, it seemed, translated their thoughts into images he could understand. This was their way of communicating. Through a series of images and emotions conveyed through the translator device, Sam began to understand the reason for the aliens' visit. They were on a quest, a search for a legendary artifact said to hold unimaginable power. This artifact, they revealed, was lost on Earth long ago, hidden away, awaiting its rightful owner, and according to an ancient prophecy, a young boy from Earth held the key to finding it. Sam stared at the holographic images, his mind racing. They believed he could help them find this artifact, this object of immense power. But how? He was just an ordinary boy from an ordinary town. Sensing his confusion, the aliens showed him one final image, an image that sent shivers down Sam's spine. It was his face, staring back at him from the translator device. He was the chosen one, the key to their quest. Sam learned that his ordinary life was about to become extraordinary. The aliens, whom he learned were named Zia and Zoran from the planet Zargon, shared more about the prophecy. It spoke of a boy, born under a rare alignment of stars, who would possess a hidden ability to sense the artifact's energy. This ability, they explained, lay dormant within him, waiting to be awakened. Zia and Zoran believed that by being near the artifact, Sam's hidden power would manifest, leading them to its location. The weight of their words, the fate of their entire planet resting on his young shoulders, filled Sam with a mixture of fear and excitement. This was bigger than him, bigger than anything he could have ever imagined. After a moment of contemplation, Sam made his decision. He would help them. He had to. This was his destiny. Zia and Zoran, overjoyed by Sam's willingness to help, escorted him onto their spaceship. The interior was unlike anything Sam had ever seen. Smooth metallic walls pulsed with an otherworldly light, and strange symbols glowed on various panels. They traveled at unimaginable speeds, the stars blurring into streaks of light as they journeyed to different corners of the galaxy, following whispers and clues about the artifact's whereabouts. Each location brought them closer to their goal, but also closer to danger. On one planet, they faced a trial of truth, a test designed to determine the purity of Sam's intentions. Strapped to a bioscanner, his deepest thoughts and emotions displayed for all to see, Sam faced his fears and insecurities, proving he was worthy of the task bestowed upon him. With each challenge, Sam grew braver, his resolve solidified by the knowledge that the fate of Zargon, and possibly Earth, rested in his hands. He was no longer just a boy but a hero on a galactic quest. Following a cryptic clue, Zia, Zoran, and Sam finally arrived on Zargon, a planet cloaked in perpetual twilight, its skies a swirling canvas of violet and crimson hues. The air hummed with an unseen energy, a palpable tension that spoke of the impending danger. They had walked into a trap. The ruler of Zargon, a power-hungry tyrant named Zorg, had been watching their every move, manipulating them, using their quest for his own nefarious purposes. Zorg desired the artifact not for the betterment of his people, but to increase his own power, to rule the galaxy with an iron fist. Zorg, flanked by guards armed with laser blasters, confronted the trio, his eyes burning with a cold fury. He accused them of treason, of interfering with matters that did not concern them. They were now his prisoners, their quest at an end. As Zorg's guards closed in, their laser blasters humming with menacing energy, Sam knew they had to escape, had to find a way to outsmart the tyrannical ruler and complete their mission. Thinking quickly, Sam used the alien translator device to project a blinding flash of light, temporarily disorienting the guards. In the ensuing chaos, Zia, Zoran, and Sam made their escape, racing through the labyrinthine corridors of Zorg's palace. They fled back to their spaceship, the sound of laser fire echoing behind them. Zorg's guards were hot on their trail, their determination fueled by their leader's fury. Sam, taking control of the ship, piloted them out of Zargon's atmosphere, engaging in a thrilling, high-stakes chase through the stars. Zorg's ships pursued them relentlessly, firing laser blasts that narrowly missed their target. With skill and daring, Sam managed to outmaneuver the enemy ships, their laser fire trailing off into the vast emptiness of space. They had escaped, but their quest was far from over. Back on Earth, Sam stood in the field where it all began. Zia and Zoran, their quest fulfilled, had returned to their own planet, leaving Sam with a newfound understanding of the vastness and wonder of the universe. He had seen things beyond his wildest dreams, experienced adventures that most could only imagine. As he looked up at the night sky, stars twinkling like celestial fireflies, he couldn't shake the feeling that his journey was far from over. The universe, he realized, was full of infinite possibilities, mysteries waiting to be unraveled, adventures waiting to be had. Sam smiled, a sense of peace washing over him. He didn't know what the future held, but he was ready for it. He was, after all, no longer just an ordinary boy. He was a traveler of the stars, a guardian of secrets, and a beacon of hope in a universe brimming with endless possibilities. And as he turned and walked towards home, the faintest of humming sounds could be heard in the distance, a sound that sent a shiver down his spine and a smile across his face. He was no longer alone. He knew, with a certainty that defied logic, that somewhere out there, among the billions of stars, his adventure was just beginning.